Peace and blessings, everyone. And welcome to episode number 90 of the No Filter Show, baby. And the person we're paying homage to today, Gnome. Most definitely, sir. Now, being an artist, I always take pride in the history and the development of this craft. I can recall back in the days, encyclopedias, dictionaries, long words to articulating bars and sentences being essential to helping to develop the techniques and skills and entendres that we would create as lyricists. Let's rewind back to 2003, 2004 when I first met Gnome, courtesy of B Smooth. Y'all gonna hear that name a lot when we talk about my development of art and craft in Sacramento area. Because of B Smooth, I met a lot of people, made a lot of connections, and was able to experience a lot of dope stuff out here in Sac County. So I salute you, my brother. But when I first met Gnome, he was more reserved and cut to himself, but when he touched that mic, the animalistic characteristics this man was putting together, I was like, one day I got to get him on a track. So I reached out to Gnome and I was like, hey, bruh, you dope. Would you be down to hop on this new project I'm working on? No problems. He was down to do the damn thing. And boy, did he express himself. Now, I had told him I wanted to do a No Filter show dedicated to him and his art and craft. And I told him I would need to interview him. But the man came in on a mission not only to kill the bars, but to give me a better background and perspective of who he was as not just a lyricist, but a person.
I originally started making music because when I was younger, growing up, all my cousins, they all rapped.
Right.
And I used to watch them in shows, kill shit, and parties, and shut shit down. And I'd be like, look, I got some bars, I could have said this.
Right.
But I didn't have that confidence like that yet.
And the thing I respect about that is, when you do this, you help a person understand your perspective. You help draw invisible lines in the sand in regards to your integrity, your intentions, and your love for this art. Now, I already anticipated that he was gonna come through and kill shit like a slaughterhouse, but the man came through and not just killed it, but he left me with motivation and words of inspiration, just sharing his story. Check this out.
I would just read, I'd be reading random shit. They'd be like, what you doing? I would pick out words and at the sources. I had a set up the sources my grandfather left me before he passed away. And I would jump through the sources. The sources. The source.
The source.
The source. It's like a dictionary.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah. The source.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But they have books from A to Z. The sources. So anything in the letters of A, in the content of A, are going to be all in the A, in the book of A.
Right.
And you go B and so forth.
Right.
I would pick out words that I'd never heard of before.
Right.
And I'll write down the definitions on cue cards. And then I would take 10 words. I do 10 words a day.
Right.
And I would take the words and then I would write them, see if I could write. I would challenge myself by writing them in a verse where it made sense.
Right.
And they went together.
It's always awesome to work with people that are cut from a different cloth, but they represent the average Joe. You know, who they are, what they live, their own personal lifestyle based on their life experiences. It's like a contribution to the hip-hop culture. And instead of him trying to emulate, I could tell that he's authentic in his sound, his delivery, his approach, his thought process. You know, the shit that's normally missing in the music industry today. Now, when recording this song, Bars, Brothers Articulating Rap Sentences, I already knew I was gonna get a run for my money featuring Mikael and Gnome. Two dope lyricists? Oh, I had to step my game up because I already know they was gonna come through blazing, smoking. And I ain't talking smoking, I'm talking about that Joe Frazier, something that hit you in a major. That first round TKO, first round knockout. Shit, I even had to put on my Tyson socks for this shit. Now the goal was no one hears the other person's verses. We just hear the beat and we do what we feel. Now the beat is a sample from Isaac Hayes. You guys may have heard it via the Chronic, Stranded on Death Row. But my boy Kaiser on the beat took his own spin, put it on that motherfucker, and I'm telling you, it sounds freaking amazing.
Gorilla with them tactics, my flow perhaps is the reason why these rappers dying so tragic. They lost their status, mad at the fact that this cabbage, I'm gon' have it. My mentality is
The one unique thing I love about this is each artist approached the track from their own dynamic. There was no, we're gonna pick this particular topic. I was like, express what you feel when you hear this track. So you got a little bit of something on each verse. But I'm telling you, when I played back Gnome verse, I was like, man, this the type of shit that make you want to go back and rewrite your script. But the wonderful thing about dope lyricists in general is that we can spill our own point of view and not necessarily compare each dynamic, but take away from it the greatness of the direction each artist came from, because we're all lyrical.
But honestly, I don't do music with cats that I'm just gonna wipe the floor with. Right. I'm not gonna do that. That's a waste of my time. Right. I don't care what you try to pay me, what you try to give me. I tell you no all the time, believe it or not.
Right. We're all skilled, and we've all been doing this for a very long time. Again, I just want to give a special shout out to both Mikael and my boy Gnome. But I wanted to pay homage to Gnome because Gnome was an artist that I've been trying to catch up with for some time now. And hearing this dude, he basically confirmed everything that I had as far as idea of what type of person and character he was, or is for that matter. It was a pleasure working with you guys, man. I definitely mean it, and I look forward to doing more work with you guys in the future. And without further ado, lyrics by C Keys, Gnome, and Mikael. Bars. Brothers articulating rap sentences. The No Filter Show, episode number 90. Peace and blessings.
Motherfucker, I hit you with punchlines. Your head and nod, your body jerk. While I keep it funky, opposite of Bath and Body Works. Middle finger, a pen, ink, bleed where the pad went. Lyrics hit you ministrate, now tell me where the rag went.
Quick, wide, and money game. The game is painted true, but real recognize real, man. The trap I PD tattoo like the shit in the hand. You talk bad behind my back, it never mattered if you like me. Phony friends let us see you struggle the most. Pretend they got your back, but the loyalty's still remote. I'm motion for the facts, I'm not interested in quotes. These cats ain't play the game, but they claiming to be the GOAT. Go figure. Trust in the eyes of a broken picture. The frame is all remains, but the energy's rather bitter. They reaching for the stars, but the odds of grasping is slimmer. Some people born to shine, but there's others who barely